Welcome back to the Intro to Git lessons. I am your instructor, Dan Frainer, and today we're going to talk about a few Git commands, mainly status, add, commit, and push. Leaving off from our last lesson, we have forked and cloned our first Git project. We've CD'd into the directory that project lives in. If we ls, which is, remember from our terminal video, list, it'll list all the items in this directory, and we'll see that we have one file in the directory, and we know that it's a file because there's a file extension on it, that .md, it's readme.md. All right, since we did clone this using Git, let's talk about how Git works. Git is actually going to allow us to save different places in time where we work on a file for a little bit and then we save it through Git, known as a commit, as a save essentially. And Git will keep track of every single commit and every change we've made throughout time using what we call, it's a secret.git file. And this is where Git keeps track of everything. So we don't actually see it on our page here. But if we use a little command, we're going to list, and we're going to do a flag of A, and that's going to list all of our secret files. And we'll see that in this folder, we have a dot. Those are for moving around our file system. And we also have a .git file. And this .git file is where all of the information Git uses is saved about this project, about all the different commits and all the different saves we've had throughout time. Not to get ahead of ourselves, but I just wanted to point that out, that's how Git works. It's not this magical thing that just happens that we can't see. It's actually a lot of data that's saved into this one Git file here. So as we go through here, you're going to be saying like, well, where does Git get this data from, or where does it save it to? And it's that file right there. So let's clear this screen and get into it today. So we've now cloned our Git project. We have a Git file in there, a .git file. The first command I'm going to show you today is status. And we're going to type, just like with clone, we're going to type Git. That's the name of the program we want run on our computer here. After Git, we're just going to type status. And this is going to tell us the current status of our Git project. Let's check it out. That we're on the branch master, which if you're the only one on it, master should be the one you're on. Your branch is up to date with the original. Nothing to commit, working tree clean. That means we haven't changed anything in this project folder yet. Once we change one little thing, it's going to ask us to add that file to our Git history. But right now, we haven't changed anything. We've just cloned it, and we've just created this new file here. Let's change something. Let's touch. If we remember from our terminal lesson, touch is going to create an empty file for us. So it's not going to be anything in it. It'll just be an empty file. And we're just going to call this new file. We'll call it .js. So we're going to create a new file called newfile.js. And once again, our lovely terminal doesn't give us any kind of interaction that has been created, but we can just ls and see now that our README file is there and that newfile.js is there. Now there's nothing added to it. There's just a file, right? So now that we've added a new file, let's get status again. Voila. Now we're going to see that there's a new untracked file in here called newfile.js. It's going to give us some instructions to add that file. And it's going to say nothing added to commit, but untracked files are present. So that means Git is not currently tracking this file. It doesn't have any knowledge of this file. And it's asking that if we want Git to start tracking this file, that we need to add it to the Git history. So let's do that. Our next command is going to be add. And we can follow it the same way we see it right here. We're going to say Git, the name of the program. We're going to say add, and we're going to tell it what we want to add to the tracker. We're going to say new file.js. Enter. And then let's go for a status again. Now, I always recommend running git status as many times as possible. Not as many times as possible, but whenever you feel it's necessary. If you don't know what's happening, run git status. It'll tell you what's going on with your current Git project, and it'll tell you steps to proceed. So let's get status again. It looks like it's changed a bit. We're up to date to origin master. Now it says changes to be committed. And so if you'll remember what I said earlier in this video, is that Git commits are essentially Git saves. If we commit something, we're going to save that point in the history of the commit. And so we always have to add first. We have to add our new changes, and we can continually add our new changes. And then when we finally want to save that one place in time, we commit. And we can commit over and over and over again, and it'll save a different place in time over and over and over again. And in the future, once we get a little bit better at Git, we can then go back over our commits and see exactly what's changed where, and we can even revert it back to an old version. And this is really where version control shines, is with commits. For now, we're just going to commit this new file, even though we've added nothing to it, and then we'll go add something to it and see it all over again. So our next command is going to be commit. So we're going to say git commit, and this is an important step here. We're going to give it the flag of M, and that means message. If you don't give it the flag of M, then it's going to open your default text editor and have you write a message in that and save it and close it. If you have not gone in and configured a default text editor, your computer is going to use something along the lines of Vim, or I can't recall the Mac one, but Vim is the classic one where you're gonna have to go online and search how to exit it. So let's just always remember to type in M, -M for message, give it some quotes, and in your quotes, we're gonna give it a message. And these commit messages are important, okay? Because they tell future you, or they tell somebody working on your team and going through the commits exactly what we've done here. And so you want to be as precise as possible with what you've done. And you can have long commit messages, that's fine. But just give a kind of a synopsis of what you've done. In this case, we're going to say added new file.js. Enter. And now we're actually going to get some feedback here. Now it's going to tell us that on the branch master, and this is going to be our address for our commit. So this is our save file, essentially. And like I said, once we get a little bit better and a little bit more knowledgeable about Git and its uses, we can actually take this and open this file, and it'll be the exact snapshot of what we currently have. But we're going to see a commit message next to it. It's going to tell us that it changed one file, no insertions, no deletions, because we don't have anything in that file, and it has created that file in Git. All right, so commit is going to save our place in Git at that moment. And now finally, let's do another git status. And there we are, back to the beginning. Branch is ahead of origin master by one commit. So it knows that the origin master, which is GitHub, is behind us by one commit. Nothing commit and working tree clean. So remember, it goes add, commit, always in that order. Add first and then commit second. I'm going to clear this. We're going to ls. We're going to see a new file in there. And I'm going to open the new file. This is a shortcut command. Don't worry about this code. I've set my computer up to allow me to open Visual Studio Code using that command. So now we've opened this new file, right? The new file, we can get status. Everything's still the same. Let's change something real quick. I'm just going to add a comment in here. And it's going to say, hi there, working with Git. Hello world. Classic, you got to do it. And we're going to save that. We're going to close this. And now we've gone in there, we've changed one of the files, and we've saved it. All right, let's see what happens. Git status. All of a sudden, Git now knows that we have modified that file. The power of Git. Git automatically knows that we've modified that file. We could have added a single character in there. We could have added a single space in there, and Git would have known that we modified it. So now it's already tracking that file. We don't need to create a new one, but we do need to add this new modification to our current Git. So let's go git add. And this time, instead of typing the name of the file, I'm going to either do a dot or a hyphen uppercase A, which means all. So if you have a lot of files in there, you don't have to go through and painstakingly type each one in. You can just do a hyphen A or all or a dot. And the dot means all the files that we see there. Of course, we don't get any feedback from add, but we can now see that we are ready to commit. Remember, add and then commit once we're ready to commit, once we want to save that place in history. Right? So we're going to get commit again. Remember to put our -m for message. Our commit message goes in quotes. And we're going to say, added a comment to new file.js. All right, so now we are used to adding and committing. Adding and committing is what we're going to do the most of when we're working on a project. Once we have finished the thing that we're working on, we are going to want to save it to our GitHub account. Right now, it's currently on our computer. It's not on our GitHub account yet. Okay. And so, to add it to our GitHub account, to make sure that all of the changes that we've made are now on GitHub, we're going to use a command called push. And we're going to say git push. And when we press git push, it is going to upload all of the changes that you've made to GitHub, okay, automatically for you. For me right now, it's not going to ask me for a username and password. For you, if you don't have SSH set up, it will ask you for username and password. Simply enter your GitHub username and then enter your GitHub password. When you enter your password, you're going to see a key with a flashing box around it, and you're going to start typing, and nothing's going to happen on the screen. That's okay. It's actually entering the password, and that's a security feature of Git. It won't even show how many characters you've entered. So once you get to that point, just enter your password like normal and press enter. For me, it's going to bypass that because I have some automatic stuff set up. But you can see something happen. Let's go through it. Counting objects, 6. It's going to compress. It's going to upload some stuff, compressing. There we go, uploading. Total, 2, and it's going to give us the address of the GitHub account we've posted it to, and it's going to give us the commits that it's uploaded. Don't really have to worry about this stuff right here unless it says fatal error or something like that. As long as it says 100%, 6 out of 6, etc., that means that you are good to go. Let's check out our GitHub account. So here it is, and let's refresh it. All of a sudden, we have our new git commit message here, added a comment to newfile.js. We see that newfile.js is here. We can open that, and then look at there. There's our comment in there. Hi there, working with Git. Hello, world. And then we can even, if you're curious, go and see every single commit that has been made on this. We have a first commit, added a new file, added a commit comment to the new file, and we can see all the commits that are in here, and all of them throughout the history of this project. Pretty nifty. So remember, you're going to add, commit, and push. And you're going to add often, you're going to commit often, and you're going to push when you are ready to save your work to GitHub. See you in the next video.